Hi there, guys and girls. I wanted to do a video about a tweet that I sent out recently, and I had no idea this tweet was going to explode like it did. But it did. And I'm talking about, obviously, this tweet right here, what happened. And basically, I just threw the roughest Photoshop ever. I just did this one night and went off to bed. Just cut out, from each story mode credits, the writing team on the MK games from MK9 to where we are now. I do believe that the MK games have gone down in storytelling. I like the story mode. Like, to be fair, it's hard to explain. Look, I like playing the story mode. I like the cinematics, and it looks fantastic, right? But every time it happens, I get to the end of the story mode and I go, oh. Do you know what I mean? By the time you reach the end of the journey, I'm like, there was no, like, they didn't, like, the old games always set up the next game really well, and these games do a little bit of setup, but I feel like they've lost the core identity of Mortal Kombat, where there was always like a big bad guy, or like superhuman monsters, or big threat, and they're kind of doing it now with Chaos Reigns, but like, that's not out yet. MK1 came out with no threat. Like, do you know, like it, I'm not even a big story. I'm not a writer. I watch a lot of movies though, and TV and media, and I have, anyone who knows me knows I can talk for hours about film and TV and video games. I love it, right? And I can talk about how great the writing is on certain movies, like a movie like Shawshank Redemption or something, right? Great writing on TV shows like The Wire. Do you know what I mean? I can go on and on and on. And when it's with Mortal Kombat, like, the writing's never bad. I feel like it's misdirected. That's a better term. And so I sent this tweet out, and it shows basically the story team on Mortal Kombat 9 was 5 guys. Vogel, I should stop saying Vogel, it sounds kind of rude. John Vogel, Brian Chard, Dominic Ciancialo. By the way, I'm going to butcher that name forever. I'm sorry. I'm already dyslexic. I was like Cianciolo. Like, my brain just goes. Alexander Barentine and John Greenberg. Now, a lot of those guys, or I'm not sure about Brian Chard, but John Vogel has been there from the start, and I know John Greenberg and Alexander Barentine have been there like ages. I know Dominic Ciancialo came on MK vs DC or Blitz the League 2. And I'm not sure when Brian Chard joined midway. But I know he was definitely there for Armageddon doing audio. So I think he's been there a while as well. In the audio department with Dan Forden. And, well, it's funny that, because I know he did a lot of audio work. Why is he on story? I guess he's just multi-talented. Unless I'm just wrong about that. It's possible. I've been known to get the odd thing wrong in my advancing years. It makes me laugh when people call me out. Like, I always correct myself. But the thing is, they all grew up watching Total MK. That's what makes them really mad. I was the first motherfucker on YouTube doing YouTube reviews. Just remember that. And they can never, ever outlive that. They grew up as fans and they're like, oh, we hate him. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. So, to be clear, that was the Mortal Kombat 9 story team. The MK9 story was fucking amazing. It was excellent. It was so good. They took the first 3 Mortal Kombat games, reimagined them, added so much depth to each scene. Like the start, the very first scene, everybody's in Shang Tsung's courtyard, and Cage is making jokes, and then you got like Sarax just sitting in the back there, like looking all serious with the Lin Kuei with Sector, and Raiden and Liu Kang are over here talking. Oh no, the amulet broke. And there's so much shit going on, like, and then you got evil Shang Tsung up there. You got all the bad guys. You got Reptile, Baraka. It was just so perfect. It was perfect storytelling. I couldn't. Is it still recording? Okay. I had another power fluctuation. I had that before. And again. I think we're okay, though. So you probably saw the lights go off. Almost go off. This has a UPS, so. Anyway. It was perfect storytelling. It was just fantastic. And, you know, I couldn't ask for more. The only thing I wanted from MK9 that I never got was the portal stage. I was so upset that didn't make it into the game. That's my favourite fucking level. And they didn't put it in. Because, I get it. Because the characters were portaling in. Like, Quan Chi would portal in. And you'd be portaled into Goro's lair. They were just moving characters with sorcery around. So I guess it made no sense to have a portal. And even in the story mode chapter where the Tarkans invade, this portal just opens and they all just come out. And I'm like, God damn it, they're not going to do the portal stage, are they? That kind of pissed me off because the story is that in Outworld, that's where the masses will march. I'll march into the portal on the Outworld side. I don't know where it comes out on the other side, but I don't know. I just love that stage. I think it's really cool. It's got some real gothic stuff with the monks and tridents. They're guarding the portal. The portal's under guard. You can't just go into the portal. You know, you have to have permission. Like, it doesn't even tell you this stuff. Like, but it's all there visually, right? There's lightning and, like, you know, it's like crazy, right? Swirling energy, like, it's just a very iconic background for me. So I was really upset when that didn't make it MK9. But it was just a perfect game. MK9 is such a great product. And then we went on to X, and this is where I always say this is where the diversity started. They changed the dragon logo. You got more. The diversity started here. It wasn't as where we are today, but like I think the characters still looked really great in X, like really sexy. Like today, characters look good today to a degree, but not as sexy. There goes my light. God damn it. Sorry, guys. I have these little lights to illuminate my face. Anyway. Yeah, so MKX, the women were still like curvy and that, but they were starting to introduce other forms of DEI where you have to have certain types of people represented, and that was the combat kids. Strong female leader, African American character, Asian character, gay character, like, and that's not a negative, but I still think MKX was an okay story mode, but I felt it was jarring, and I feel like they changed the story to that, because I feel like at the end of MK9, the story always continues on kind of smoothly, and it should have been, we got to like bring back the characters that were killed, that were Revenant, and then the Revenant story was shit in MKX, and I'm like, well, there it is, isn't it? That we have to give more time to the new characters, the combat kids, and fuck the Revenants, right? Fuck the old, in with the new. Do you know what I mean? And that's like a DEI thing. And then we go to 11. I really, really fucking despise Mortal Kombat 11, the story mode. I hated Chronica, shit boss. It could have been good. The Time Lady could have been good. But the worst thing they did, and I will never forgive Dominic Ciancialo and Sean Kittleson for this, is what you did to Sindel. I will never forgive you for that shit. Nah. I honestly think that's one of the worst things ever to happen in Mortal Kombat. Sindel's storyline was so perfect. It's a story of tragedy. It made so much sense over the games. She kills herself. There's no way she's gonna, team up with Shao Kahn, and then he resurrects her and uses sorcery to like fuck with her mind and like, you know, it was perfect. And now they're just like, oh no, she lied about it. And now, you know, she wanted to kill, she plotted to, she let Shah Khan kill Jared, and now she teamed up with Khan and because she likes Khan. And then, oh, it was just like, it was so woke. It was so fucked. And then you beat the game and like, Shah Khan's like fanning Sindel, like this big chart of a man, this big Chad, who like is evil. You look at him wrong, he'll slit your throat. He's like fanning the Queen Sindel now, like fuck off. Come on. Come on. There is no way. He would rather die. I know Shah Khan. There is no way he would fan a woman. He would rather die first. It's even in MK1. Liu Kang's lapdog. Like, that's how he talks. That's how the character is. There's no way in fucking hell that situation becomes true. I know you can say, the Mortal Kombat endings are what ifs. Yeah, sure, but there's no way. There's no possibility of that ever becoming true. And so, I hated MK11. I hated the story for that. I hated the granny panties on the girls. I'm sorry. I feel like a lot of people say they think the MK11 was better. I think there were some skins that were better in 11 than 1. But for me, I actually think 11 was had worse skins than 1 because they were covering all the women with like metal and like they granny panties instead of like sexy cut panties that might show butt cheek or like, you know, they look hotter, right? And I was just like, you can't be a female seductress assassin wearing like grandma underwear. Like, it just doesn't work. Those characters dress to like, you know, they dress to seduce, and when you're distracted, that's when they get you. That's the whole point of being femme fatale assassins, you know. Yeah, so I don't know, that bugged me. And then you got MK1, where we're at now, and now we're down to one guy, like Sean Kittleson left. So Sean Kittleson, going back to 11, he came on to the MK11 team because in between X and 11, he did the Mortal Kombat X comics, and the comics were pretty good. But then he came on the game, and I don't know, I don't want to blame him or throw him under the bus. I remember, this is all just, I'm just guessing for most of it. I don't know who is responsible for each thing. I don't know who is responsible for Sindel. You know, it could have been Dominic or Sean. I don't know. But, or both of them. I don't know. But yeah, Sean stayed for one game and left. And now we're just left with Dominic Cincialo on MK1. And MK1 is very woke. Very woke. And just to be clear, and I'll show it here. Whoops, that's not supposed to be turned on. Okay. Oh shit. Bugger. There we go. I also said in that, after that tweet, the story team dissolved into nothing, and that Alexander Barentine was first to go after Mortal Kombat 9. Brian Shaw was next. He went after MKXL. John Greenberg went after 11, and these are some of the OG Midway people. Why did OG Midway people quit? I kind of understand around 11 because of like the pandemic made things. What was it, around 11? Oh, it was kind of after 11 actually, wasn't it? No, see, they were all before the pandemic. Sean Kittleson, and obviously John Vogel still works at NRS, but he's moved from. He's not on the story writing team anymore. He's like doing something else on story, like animation or something, right? So it's like, oh man, I keep turning this one on. Sorry about that. Yeah, so this tweet, it blew the fuck up. I mean, look, for me, who has, 4,500 on Twitter or something, 88 comments, 202 retweets, 2,200 likes, and 326 bookmarks on that tweet is like crazy for my account. I might average 10 likes on a tweet. You know what I mean? Some tweets get no likes. You know? So for that to get, and look, 145,000 people saw this tweet. 145,300 saw this tweet. So I had no idea this was going to go this crazy. But I think it did, because I think people feel like the current games have lost their way in storytelling. And I don't want to throw Dominic Chinchilla under the bus, because let's be clear, he was part of the Mortal Kombat 9 story writing team. So that glorious game, he contributed to it. What happened? I think the problem is when you lose a team of writers, when you have 5 writers, and it's down to one guy now. And I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. Dominic is pretty left-wing. I'm conservative. Like I always say, I don't care what your politics are. And I can't confirm this, but maybe this is the reason why there's some diversity, or a lot of diversity in the story of Mortal Kombat. And if that's true, then that's a problem. And I think, regardless if I'm right or wrong about Dominic, we need Vogel back, because Vogel was the king. He's there from the first game. He was always doing story mode stuff. He was always credited as MK historian in a lot of the videos, and he just dropped off the team. He was there in 9. He was there in 10, and then was he there in 10? Yes. So 11, he was taken off the credits and won. And like I said, he's still working at NetherRealm, but it seems like he's not doing the story anymore. And like when Vogel was involved with the story, I like those games. So I'm just going to say it. I think we need Vogel back. We want Vogel back. That's what this video is called. We want Vogel back on the story writing team for Mortal Kombat, because I think he keeps things in check. I think he knows what he's doing, and it'd be nice to have a story writing team and not just one person. I think one person is dangerous, and it's dangerous because people can sneak their own ideology into the game and think that they're doing a great thing, and not realizing that they're pissing off a whole bunch of people, or writing something that people don't like, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's a reason why, and now I can bring up this image. When I go to Dominic Chinchialo's website, nice website by the way, I noticed something really bugged. This actually kind of pissed me off, I'm going to be honest, right? So you can see there, I've hovered on his reel. This is his work reel, okay? This is every single game that he has worked on for NetherRealm / Midway, right? Here's that blown up a bit, so it's easier for you to see. And we basically have from the top, we have Mortal Kombat 1, MK Onslaught, the recently cancelled mobile game, Mortal Kombat 11, Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat X, Injustice 1, MK vs. DC, Blitz the League 2, and some very early works, music videos and stuff that he's done. Now you will notice there is one game missing from that list, Mortal Kombat 9. How is Mortal Kombat 9 not even referenced on this guy's list? How? And you might say, oh, it's not a big deal, it's old. It's old, who cares, it's old. Well, it is a big deal. I'm going to show you why it's a big deal. Because if I turn that off and turn this on his website, if you go in the about and read a bit about his work, you can see that this says in 2007, I joined Chicago-based Midway Games as a cinematics director. As cinematics director, I was creatively responsible for in-game cutscenes, a variety of Midway titles, including Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe and Blitz League 2. When Midway was purchased by Warner Brothers in 2009, I continued in an expanded role, co-writing and directing the in-game cinematics for the 2011 reboot of Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat cinematic script earned myself and my co-writers a nomination by the Writers Guild of America for outstanding achievement in game writing in 2012. The game's cinematics were also featured in July 2011 issue of American Cinematographer. My contributions to our studio's string of successful projects then continued with the co-writing and directing of the cinematics in 2013's hit Injustice Gods Among Us, MKX. Injustice's storyline was blah, 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 blah. As you can see, after he mentions how great Mortal Kombat was and that he got 2 nominations, he straight away pivots to how great Injustice and MKX are. I honestly think that NetherRealm are a bit ashamed of Mortal Kombat 9. I think because they gave all the girls giant tits, I feel like they got something against that fucking game. It made them so much money. But people like me always go back to MK9. We want those, and I think they're pissed off about it. And that's why they retire it. That's why they try and keep it off the stores. That's why they never remaster it. How the fuck is Mortal Kombat 9 not remastered? Everybody loves Mortal Kombat 9. How is it not remastered? I can play it on this Xbox, but how has it not received some sort of texture update or something? Come on. Has it not received, rollback netcode? People would go nuts to play this game again with good netcode. It's such a great fucking title. You know what I mean? And the thing is, too, that you see things like this. By the way, all these images are public. I haven't, gotten any of these images from anyone's private Facebook or anything. They're all tweeted out. So, there it is. I mean, Moth, go away. Writers Guild of America, there's the award. Nomination for video game writing, and this was John Vogel's. He tweeted this out. Whose Mortal Kombat has been nominated for the Outstanding Script of 2011 in the category of video game writing. Fucking good as gold. So how is it that a game that had nominations from the WGA and were featured in American Cinematographer aren't even referenced on the website anymore? How is it there's no patch for this game? My point is, you can see the excellent game that they made with Mortal Kombat 9. And I honestly think we need more writers back on the Mortal Kombat team, writing stories. And the thing is, you go on Facebook, right? And while it's not everyone, go on the Mortal Kombat Facebook, if you've got Facebook. I know some of you young'uns ditched it. My parents are on there now. If you go on Facebook and go on the Mortal Kombat page, and just click on anything, and then just go in the comments, and they're there. I hate this new timeline, it's shit. And while most of the comments are probably more positive than negative, there are a lot of complaints in the Facebook, and Mortal Kombat replied to them all. Thanks for the feedback, we'll pass it along to the team. And there's a lot of people saying this new timeline is a joke. Why would you do that to Cyrax and Sector? People are mad. Do you know what I mean? They're mad that you couldn't even come up with new character ideas. Another moth. New characters ideas for Cyrax and Sector. You couldn't just make them new characters, new colours, new codes, new names. You just literally want to replace them, the old characters. And people are sick of this woke DEI bullshit. People just had enough. It's just annoying. We want the old stories back. When you think about old Mortal Kombat bios, and I know I've already done my bios video, but just think about it. And this is something I considered doing a video about. But when you read the old Cyrax bio in MK3, it didn't focus on Cyrax is an independent warrior. It says something like Cyrax's code name LK4D4. He's a Lin Kuei assassin. He's been sent after Sub-Zero. Blah 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 blah. It talked about what his mission was It gave you a little bit of an idea about him without knowing who he was behind the mask, and it gave you little interesting story bits. And now you read a Cyrax bio, and it's full of, independent, free will, no one will tell me what to do, blah, blah. Like, all this just woke shit. It doesn't give you any substance back in terms of the Mortal Kombat story. So, even just saying Cyrax's code is LK4D4 was interesting. Oh, that's cool. LK Lin Kuei. And his code is 4D4. Us as fans would latch onto those little bits. Little bits of story, right? But now it's like Cyrax is free will and Cyrax is independent. It doesn't add anything to the Mortal Kombat story, just saying that nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Cyrax was always independent. To a degree, I guess. He would do what he was told with. Well, he's more codependent with Sector. But, like, these are robot assassins. No one's, like... I honestly think that's why they, in the new game, they didn't want to make Cyrax cybernetic. Because then Cyrax would have to do as she's fucking told. And they don't want that. No man's going to tell me what to do. I'm free-willed, free-thinking, independent. That's why they do it. That's why it's now a girl in a, like, robot armor suit. Instead of being cyberized, where the Lin Kuei commands you what to do. And I know what people are going to be like. They're going to be like, Cyrax was never like that in MK9. He was human. And then they're going to take the video out of context, like Undies does. And they're going to be like, he was human. And Total MK doesn't know what he's talking about. Mate, you grew up watching my videos. Hold my fucking beer. Like, yeah, sure. He starts off like that. But then when he becomes cyberized in MK9, he's fully cybernetic. And he has orders. And in MK3, he fucking malfunctions and ends up stuck in the fucking desert. There's no way they wanted to do that with this character. There's no way they wanted to make a woman have to obey orders. And that's why they're in suits. So what's even the fucking point of having Cyrax and Sector if they can't be cybernetic assassins like they've always been? If you're going to borrow the old character names and that, what's the point when you're not going to do it properly? You're not even going to do it properly. You should just come up with new characters. And no one would give a shit. I can't complain then. I can't say, well, you changed it. And they will always use the same shit excuse. It's a new timeline. You explain to me why these changes are good without saying that. Go on. Because they're not. You just use it as a crutch, But I think going back to the team, we just need a better... Well, we need more people on the writing team. I'm gonna die on that hill. I think more people writing the Mortal Kombat story is better. I think we get a more fair and balanced outcome. It's less cringy and woke. Vogel is the man. He knows the Mortal Kombat lore like inside out. And it's his baby. Why was he taken off? Why the fuck was he taken off the writing team? I don't know any of this shit, by the way. I have no idea. I could ask John Vogel, but I don't even know if he can answer me. It's like a work thing. Like, you probably can't talk about it. I don't know. But, so, this is just me wondering what the fuck happened. Like, that man should always be on the story team. He is the OG when it comes to Mortal Kombat. Like, Vogel, Boone, Tobias, Forden, mate, they're the originals. And, like, Tony Goski as well did a lot of stuff. I mean, even Sal DeVita did things on Mortal Kombat 1. He's in the credits. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the old school Midway guys were doing a lot of things in the background for Mortal Kombat 1. Even though the main team is, Boone, Tobias, Forden, and Vogel. You know, Tony Goski still did a lot of things too, in terms of graphics, I believe. So it's like, how is he not doing the story now? Maybe it was his choice. It might have been his choice. I don't know. But all I know is we want Vogel back on story. I'm not saying get rid of Dominic. You can keep him. But I don't think he should be allowed to run wild with the Mortal Kombat story. I think there needs to be more people working with him on the story to get a better story. That's it for this. I've wanted to do this for a while. It's now done. And thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you for another one soon. Peace.